Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 5th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a series of escalating terror events surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Diego Chargers NFL football game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, on the evening of September 5th of 2025 in the United States. Um, in order to basically broadcast this terror worldwide, the CIA organized an agreement between the NFL and YouTube, which is carrying the game for free. So essentially, this game is going to be streaming on the internet in every single country around the world, likely bringing its viewership up to possibly 2 and even 3 billion people. And as we know, as evidenced by my book entitled The Nuclear Bible, which prevented a false flag, a 9/11 style Al-Qaeda nuclear terror attack targeting the Super Bowl in Dallas, Texas back on February 6th of 2025, the CIA always capitalizes with terrorism while there's millions and billions of people watching, and this evening of September 5th, 2025 is no different. So exactly what type of terrorism the CIA plans to stage on the evening of September 5th of 2025 is obviously not known. But this particular game is being held at the Corinthians Arena. And obviously this has a biblical connotation, and that is because apocalyptic biblical events are going to transpire during this game. Um, so, for those of you that are unaware, the former president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, is on trial in Brazil for allegedly plotting a coup against the Brazilian government. And so it appears that the evening is going to start out with a conviction of or a dismissal of the charges, either guilty or non-guilty, in respect to the former president, and then the CIA is going to capitalize on this verdict, which they're going to likely issue just prior to the game or during the game, and then they're going to stage a mob attack targeting the game. So this is likely going to be the opening salvo of this horrific evening that the CIA has planned. And in order to get female viewership to this game, the CIA has staged this ongoing publicity stunt between the biggest pop star in the world, Taylor Swift, and her boyfriend on the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce. And she just arrived in Brazil a few days ago. And so this game is going to is designed basically to turn as many heads as possible, because the CIA plans to capitalize on this particular event. So it appears that Jair Bolsonaro will be likely found guilty, and then the CIA is going to stage a mob attack on the stadium. And while the mob is coming into the stadium, and they're likely going to be starting fires and burning shit down in Sao Paulo and possibly other parts of Brazil, such as Rio de Janeiro and Greater Brazil. And then we have in the backdrop, we have Nicolas Maduro, who is allegedly backed by Russian President Vladimir Putin. He has just deployed ships and drones back on August 26th of 2025, and then a day prior, on August 25th, he deployed 15,000 troops to the Colombia-Venezuelan border. And so what it looks like is that the CIA is going to stage a mass attack on the stadium. So first, it's going to be chaos, burning, rioting, and then while everybody in the world tunes in, then they're going to stage this attack. And while the attack could be blamed on Venezuela, it's most likely going to be a full-scale Chinese drone swarm attack. So these are basically these kamikaze suicide drone attacks, and basically are missiles that are drones that can fly long distances, and basically they can control them via video game like controllers. And so So this is likely this is going to be executed courtesy of the Israeli Navy. So obviously, Chinese ships are probably in the region, and so in the aftermath of this attack, whoever is president in the United States, and it's imperative to note here again, this is the third such time that I've had to detail this in the last 48 hours. But upon this attack, they're going to assassinate U.S. President Donald J. Trump under the guise of a medical-related episode. That is precisely why during his July 13, 2024 assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, he was hit in the ear, and that is because upon hearing about this attack, witnessing this attack, because he is a fan of the NFL, he's going to suffer a heart attack or a stroke, and they're going to knock him out and then replace him with one J.D. Vance. So this is going to be executed by the Israeli Navy. There's likely going to be Venezuelan or Chinese ships in the region, and then the CIA will subsequently blame them for the attack, and then the U.S. Navy will respond under J.D. Vance, and then they will knock out these ships, and then obviously those sailors will never be able to explain that they were not involved in the attack. This is a false flag. This is basically what they're going to do is execute a redux, a modern version of the USS Liberty attack. This is when the Israeli Air Force attacked the USS Liberty off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula in the Mediterranean Sea back on June 8th of 67. That being said, so the storming attack of the stadium most likely going to be executed by machete-wielding MS-13 and Tren de Aragua criminals. The drone attack by China, that's the two most likely. And then the third most likely event is that the CIA stages a 9/11 style nuclear attack. This is going to be scapegoated onto most likely an Islamic actor, Iran or Russia-backed Islamic terror attack. And this could be targeting any location in South America, the United States, or Europe, but it's most likely going to be targeting Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, and these most likely targeting TV towers, stadiums, skyscrapers, and or airports. If all else fails, the CIA will likely capitalize or the CIA will likely resort to Plan D, which is apparently a lightning strike. They tried this scenario previously during the Super Bowl in Tampa, Florida, when Tom Brady was playing. They planned to murder Tom Brady's ex-wife at the time, Gisele Bundchen, under the guise of a man-made lightning strike. So these are basically satellite-based energy weapons that can can manufacture an electric volt, so a few years ago, they assassinated a Brazilian Olympic surfer under the guise of a lightning strike off the coast, and so they plan to do so, possibly resulting in the death of Taylor Swift or one or more players on the Chiefs or the Chargers, such as Justin Herbert, Travis Kelce, or Patrick Mahomes. And in order to foreshadow this lightning strike targeting the stadium, the CIA staged a weather delay yesterday on September 4th, 2025, during the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles game, during which there was lightning strikes in Philadelphia. Last but not least, if the CIA forgoes a stadium storming attack and riot attack, a Chinese drone attack, a 9/11 style nuclear terror attack, or a lightning strike, they will likely resort to some sort of fan-related attack targeting one or more players of the Kansas City Chiefs and or the San Diego Chargers. The CIA routinely assassinates athletes in ritualistic blood sacrifices, and back on July 2nd of 1994, a Colombian soccer star was shot and killed by a fan, and more recently on April 12th of 2005, an Italian soccer fan attacked an Italian football player with a flare gun. So some sort of fan-related attack is expected, possibly targeting one or more of the players or celebrities such as Taylor Swift. Lastly, in the event that the CIA forgoes some sort of terrorism during this historic game, which is likely going to be the single most watched NFL game in American history, they will likely target one or more planes departing Sao Paulo, Brazil, back to the United States. As previously mentioned, we have these ships that have set sail from Venezuela off the coast, and as previously mentioned, they buzzed a U.S. ship. So we have drones, and we have missiles, and we have ships that are in the pathway, blocking the pathway for safe return flights from Brazil back to the United States. And just a few days ago, U.S. President Donald J. Trump ordered the Air Force strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug cartel boat, and this is specifically designed to provide a timely motive for a revenge attack by Maduro targeting Americans. And so it looks like Taylor Swift, her private plane, the team plane of the Kansas City Chiefs, or the team plane of the San Diego Chargers, or a plane carrying fans or executives or officials from the NFL will be targeted, likely shot down, while en route from Brazil back to the United States on the night of September 5th or the date of September 6th. And this is going to be a USS Maine-like incident designed to trigger World War III. You'll likely see the United States attack Venezuela in the aftermath of this attack, and then obviously Russia is backing Venezuela, and so then we're going to have a Russia-US war, NATO war that's going to break out almost immediately, which is obviously going to end up in the mutually assured destruction scenario with multiple nukes flying back and forth between the NATO countries and the Russian Federation. So just to recap, CIA in Switzerland, her CIA has been exposed on an international level by yours truly. CIA headquarters is located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland. You can find my reports at 911truther.org. And so they have to basically blow shit up, and they're going to start with the second game of the NFL tonight, in the evening of September 5th, 2025 in the United States during the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers NFL football game at Corinthians Stadium in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Obviously, these 5 or 6 scenarios, which I've detailed here ad nauseum, are obviously the most likely scenarios, but in the aftermath of this video, it's highly likely that the CIA would alter their terror plans or concoct some other, such as a blackout targeting the electricity of Brazil, or some other weather-related phenomenon, or force majeure, act of God, or something, but they are going to assassinate or kill under the guise of some sort of accident or targeted attack one or more of Americans in Brazil on the evening of September 5th of 2025. So obviously, if any of these players or Taylor Swift or any of the American fans in Brazil are killed in any sort of attack or terror event or shoot down or any sort of act of war, obviously know that it was planned and that the CIA is capitalizing on the NFL broadcast to basically terrorize humanity. This is a Swiss plot, and so obviously if any of the aforementioned events come to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets, praying for a peaceful evening of September 5th of 2025.